Dun, 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 dun. It's your boy Big Vern. This is season 5 here at App Stupid Studio, the fastest growing sports and entertainment channel on these YouTube streets. We do it all here. We cover the NFL, college football, basketball, NBA, and college, boxing, you name it, we do it. We don't really get into the gossip thing. We stay clear of that. This is strictly sports and our takes. So sit back, relax. You in good hands for the next hour. This your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios on a beautiful Monday here in the Midwest, calling for 95 degrees today. So if you got to get your pets out, get them out early, then get them back inside where it's nice and cool. And if you're working out in this heat, then try and go ahead and stay hydrated. Got a crazy show lined up for you today. There is Diddy Derangement Syndrome. Yep, Diddy Derangement Syndrome is in full effect. His trial just wrapped up. We'll go ahead and go through that thing. Then the Lakers, they just got DeAndre Ayton. We'll go ahead and we'll ask you that question. Does this make the Lakers any better? I don't know. We'll go ahead and break that thing down. Indiana, they lost Miles in the middle, Miles Turner. And what did they lose? Because we want to go ahead and break that down. And then while there is one free agent that could still put Indiana back in the Eastern Conference Finals if they ink a deal with this individual. We'll go through that. Then we'll talk about what's his name, Ball. Lonzo Ball is in Cleveland. How does this help the Cavs? Again, like I said, it's a great show lined up for you. These stories and many more when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we pushing this month. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. We got another rap album we pushing this month. Smoke DZA, On My Way to Berlin, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it's Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the LP is For FIF and Broadway. Ooh. My goodness, that song in Spaceships with Mike and Keys. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's crazy. Then him and Dave East with Check. I'm a check. Oh wow. That whole setup, just everything, the schemes, the double entendres, them dudes is wild on the mic. Then Crimson, LV constructs and fourth rope heels. Woo. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is my song. 10 out of 10 is my song. And an 11-11 with Dom Kennedy. Smoke DZA is playing no games. This LP On My Way to Berlin, trust me. Once you play, just let it play. Let it play. You're going to get there. It's your boy Big Vern. Holla at us. Your boy Big Vern, y'all know what we do here in the App Stupid Studios. So Diddy Derangement Syndrome has kicked in. I've heard the most ridiculous things out there. Oh my goodness. I don't know where you start. Because all of a sudden you see all of these lefties, and it's usually them, is all of these lefties have now made it up in their mind that Donald Trump somehow is going to pardon P. Diddy. Let's be honest. Sean Combs has been in jail for nothing. If you're going to say you're bringing women across lines to have sex with them or whatever, that's a prostitution charge. They're talking about, the maximum he can get is 10 years. Diddy pretty much will be out his time served. He's been locked up for a year and a half for no apparent reason. And I'm not going to accept the BS, he was overcharged. No, he was sensational. He was sensationalized. And you all bought the trauma pimping 24/7. And the simps, they can't get over it right now that you had this man who has been persecuted for doing something that every rapper is doing. So if you're going to start locking people up for flying girls in and having sex with them or taking them shopping, or that's something every rapper does. They continue to do it, and it has been done since the inception of rap. And this was nothing more than people in their feelings because they have an agenda and they can't deal with it. No one wants to talk about the fact that the federal government put witnesses on the stand who openly committed perjury. But these people won't go to jail because they signed deals of immunity. And then you have text messages from Cassie herself, the victim allegedly in this, because she's not a victim. We're not doing that. She's not a victim. Here's somebody who had text messages where she planned these sexual encounters. She had the escorts or the male sex workers, she had their personal phone numbers. And all of the tapes that were seized, they didn't come from P. Diddy. All of those raids at his homes that they conducted simultaneously, they didn't turn up anything. You had computers, hard drives, you trashed this man's house, you put pistols in his kid's face, and you had nothing but 1,000 containers of baby oil. Yeah, that's weird and strange, but that's not a crime. That's not a crime. And so you're telling me that Cassie's friend was dangled over the top of a 3-story building. She gave an exact date. She lied. Because on that exact date, they got Cassie and Sean Combs in the lobby of Trump Tower on video. Why isn't she locked up? Come on now. We know why she's not locked up. This has nothing to do with what actually happened. It was too much. It was overreach. They told you kids was being touched on and trafficked. That was a lie. You have to come out and say that. That's a lie. You lied. You just had to sit up here and tell people that, oh, he was in a RICO with all it. No, that was a lie. And even nobody picked up on this, but because it was never about getting down to the truth. It was always about demonizing the black man. Let's just be real with it. We can be real. I'm not going to play these little silly games. I didn't come here to pet up egos. It was never about getting down to the truth, because in that testimony, there was a situation that went down with a hairdresser or whatever, and she said Cassie wrote her a check. Now, if this is a RICO, if this is a true RICO, Cassie would be a co-conspirator, because Cassie wrote a check on Sean Combs' behalf to someone who he had a dust up with. And nobody picked up on that. Nobody picked up on that. You had a one-person RICO. Where were all the other defendants? Now, all of a sudden, Trump is good. It's the boogeyman. Not to mention the government lied. Not to mention they try to go ahead and make everything off of a domestic violence video. Look how evil this was. You called this man a pedophile. You called him everything you could in the book. And it was fake. Where are the celebrities that were engaged in all of these sex parties of P. Diddy? Oh yeah, they don't exist. That's another lie. And now the fact that you didn't prove a case, you got him being guilty of something every rapper does, and rappers have done that this year alone. And if that's the case, you can start locking up everybody in the rap game right now. Let's grow up. Let's be mature about this. But now, Trump and every other boogeyman that's out there, they're supposed to go ahead and pardon P. Diddy. If you don't pardon P. Diddy, what now? What now? Because if they want to sit here and say, oh, look at the tape, he shouldn't put his hands on a woman. Yes, you should not put your hands on women. Crimes against women is a real thing in this country. But that happened in 2016. They didn't pursue legal action against him in 2016. In New York State, the statute of limitations is 2 years. So 2018 would have been the last time in New York State they could have went after him. in California. They could have went after him leading up to 2021. None of this came about. Not in that time frame. And then after that situation, she goes back to him. And she continues to go back to him. And there's text messages where she doesn't want him to be with another woman. And in 2018, he broke it off with her. So again, when do you get to be a victim if you keep flipping that victim card? She's not a victim. The media made her a victim. She cheated on her husband. You know, the other simp who sat there and raised his hand. I'm trying to get my wife in there. Blah, blah, blah. Bro, you a simp. Because you were supposed to be Sean Diddy's trainer when you started having sex with his girlfriend behind his back. But then y'all got married and she cheated on you with Sean Combs. So let me get this right. The big black fat bad puffy. You wasn't a victim then, but you was a victim when you left your husband, start sleeping with this dude behind your husband's back. The whole Kid Cudi thing, that was a lie. Because the DNA that was found on the cocktail was from a woman. These are not alternative facts. Don't do this. If you in a political arena and you not cool and you not hip on pop culture, just stay where you at. Stay where you at. Don't get into this for clicks and views. Because you don't know what you're talking about. And somebody gonna sharpen y'all up. Then they'll sit here and try and, oh, his money bought him. No, it did not. It did not. The fact that the state didn't prove their case, the feds overcharged him, and nobody wanted to talk about the Department of Homeland Security because they were used to raid this man's house. That has never happened in the history of this country. The Department of Homeland Security is a made-up organization. It didn't exist until September 11th. But ain't nobody talking about that because they don't do their own content, bro. Somebody sits there and they spoon feed these people all the time. And so they give you some liberal narrative or they give you a conservative narrative, but you don't know what these people believe. These people are full of shit, bro. But they ran this man's name through the mud. Oh, Meek Mill's got to be gay. Y'all gonna listen to man on man action, and then you got to make out the voices. That's Puffy and that's P. Diddy. Come on, bro. Stop it. Then you even got other news organizations or phony news organizations running with that, talking about, oh, this is a person from Danity Kane who got into it with P. Diddy. Come on, bro. Stop that bullshit. Ain't nobody hearing that. Danity Kane, you ain't did nothing since then. If you got all this musical talent, you didn't have to wait on P. Diddy. Oh, he promised you some publishing and blah, blah, blah. Who said? Who said? You said? Cool, Fred. Come on, bro. No leaps and bounds. Are you all going to sit here and say we had it wrong? Because that's too much like right. Accountability. I even heard people out here talking about Suge Knight had it right. Y'all ain't give a shit about what Suge Knight talking about. Because y'all don't cover nothing on the art of dialogue. Shout out to them brothers over there. Suge Knight can't call no place in. Suge Knight cannot call a news organization. And then if you want to even interview Suge Knight, you got to get on a list. You can't go ahead and go to the home. You can't walk up in prison and pick up a phone and talk to the big homie. That ain't happening. Again, if you do politics, stay in politics. Don't bring your ass over here. Because you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. So for all these simps and all these suckers and all these haters and all these backbiters and naysayers, Puff Daddy really wasn't guilty of doing anything that these other guys were doing right now. Cassie's not a victim. They got all of the tapes of them freak offs of Cassie. There's not any celebrities in those tapes whatsoever. So y'all fell for the banana and tailpipe. Y'all fell for the gossip train. Y'all fell for the hype. So don't get mad. Don't get mad at the system. Because really, the system worked. I know you hate to hear that, but the system worked. The system worked. You had all of these lawyers quit. Oh, well, this might be bad for Diddy. There's a lawyer that quit. So? Well, I'm just saying, he's a good lawyer. Lawyers don't leave clients that's innocent. Man, look. If you're innocent, you don't need a lawyer to begin with. Miss me with that bullshit. Again, don't nobody know what y'all thinking about. But instead of apologize and be a man about the situation, y'all sitting here hoping that this man gets more time for something that he pretty much didn't do. Well, he still need to do about 10 years. I think he still need to. Man, look. Sit down. Shut up. Boy, boo. And then, like I said, the P. Diddy derangement syndrome. They just can't let it go. And if you want to blame somebody, blame the federal government for putting people who lied on the stand. Blame the federal government for not having a stronger case, for not having witnesses, for not having more people in a criminal enterprise that are involved in this with P. Diddy. If you want to go ahead and blame somebody, why don't you blame the news? Because they didn't prove their case. Give me the celebrities that was there. Give me the names that was there. Give me the dates these went down. Oh, y'all got the dates that it went down, but there's no celebrities in there. And then you got text messages from the alleged victim sitting here saying she enjoyed it. And she was even planning some more. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all did everything y'all could to prejudice the jury. There were no black men on this jury. There were no black men on this jury. So you can't make black men the scapegoats. Black women was on this jury. White men was on this jury. The white men on this jury was just like, wait a minute. Sex trafficking? Where? Wait a minute. She said that she liked some of this stuff in text messages. Okay, wait a minute. She's the victim. She went back to him. She even cheated on her husband with him. What? But we're going to blame Trump. Oh, yeah, Trump going to pardon. Trump ain't even said nothing about the case. Again, I keep telling y'all, I don't know these people, so I don't like these people, and I don't hate these people because I don't know these people. But y'all get so wrapped up in all of this ridiculousness. It's the Illuminati. I tell you, it's the Illuminati, man. You got to get down with them. It's the Bilderbergs. And man, look, shut all that weird shit up. Why can't it be that the dude was innocent all along? The man got a family. He got kids. He got a mom. And you got to be subject to somebody talking about, oh, well, there's kid diddling going on. And 14-year-olds in this party. And then it was a 14-year-old girl that said, Jay-Z and Diddy, something. And then Buzzbeat was behind that one. And then when Jay-Z and them shot that in half, and then they provided video where they were at Times Square on this, you never heard nothing else about it. But you can't sue those people because they're alleged victims. When we pull up that word victims, is he a victim? Is Diddy a victim? Is Jaguar Wright lied to you? John Deere lied to you? Everybody who got on front of a camera who ain't had nothing popping in 20 years plus, they got out here and sold you the myth that Puffy was in here doing this, that, and the third. And I bet now they're going to make more money talking about it was a conspiracy. The DA didn't bring this to light. And the da-da-da-da-da. And y'all liars. Liars. And y'all do anything for a check. And so if they not telling you everything that went down, your listeners should automatically unsubscribe. Because that's everything that went down. I'm objective. I don't have a dog in a fight. But I know when I'm seeing some weird stuff happen and nobody's taking accountability. Nobody's taking accountability for the fact that everybody lied on the stand. And when you walk through it, you should have been acquitted in the first place. They overcharged him. No, That is a lie that liberals like to go ahead and hide behind. When you say people got overcharged, so they let him get away. No, they didn't charge him what he actually did because they knew that didn't carry a stiff enough penalty for him to sit in jail. They knew that he could have been bonded out when he offered to put up his properties. The guys from Abercrombie and Fitch, they running wild and they're out on bail. And nobody's talking about it. Matter of fact, I'm talking about it from here on out because I got smoke for it. And it's real smoke going on. So it is what it is. But if you can defend any of this, get in the comments. Y'all know what it is. This is Big Vern. I smoke with you.
Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know that we get it right. What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy Big Vern at App Studio.